Welcome to our program, Cricket Central. This is your host, Dr. Avais Masud. Again, we are very happy to welcome our guest today, Mr. Haroon Rashid. Haroon Rashid does not need any introduction in Pakistan cricket. He has played for Pakistan and has been involved in Pakistan cricket for a long time in different categories, as a selector, as a coach, and as administrator. So we will be talking to him in two particular topics about Pakistan cricket. Haroon, very welcome to our program once again.
Thank you very much for having me again. It is always a pleasure to be, with you and discuss cricket about Pakistan cricket. As you know, that everybody is very keen to know about what is happening in Pakistan cricket.
Yes, a lot of things happening. But we can talk about two topics mainly. One of them is the selection of Pakistan team for Champions Trophy squad, which was announced yesterday. And let me tell you, people, I spoke to many. Some of them are really good, follow the cricket for a long time. Most of them, probably all of them, they're not happy. And to the extent that some are angry, including myself, but I'm not an expert. You're the expert. We'll ask your opinion about that. But before that, let's talk about one more important topic. Recently, West Indies beat Pakistan at Multan. And with that, Pakistan ended up at 9th position, the lowest position in World Test Cricket Championship. So this is not a sudden drop in the ranking. This is the third cycle of World Test Championship. In first round, Pakistan came 6th. And second time came 7th. And now at the 9th position. But the good thing is that we cannot go further down because this is the last position. And this is really very sad. So it's a long discussion what happened, but briefly, what do you think the main factors, which deteriorated Pakistan Test cricket so badly and we end up in this position?
Yes, I think this is very, very alarming if you see the way Pakistan cricket is being played, especially the Test cricket. The team is not, gelling as a one unit. I would say that, if you look back, there were too many changes in the top hierarchy of the cricket board. If you remember, there was a complete change of the domestic structure from 18 teams to 6 team structure came around about 4 or 5 years ago, and that probably ruined the entire cricket of Pakistan, which has been running on a systematic way. That there were about 18 teams playing, competing in first class cricket, and all of a sudden, because the former prime minister wanted to have 6 teams only to play first class cricket, which was never feasible. As you know, most of the cricket, I mean, hardly there was any cricketer who played around about 5 to 6 first class matches, which was not, good enough to be, prepared for a test matches like 5-day matches. If you play about 4 or 5 test matches in a year and only 5 or 6 first class games cannot prepare you for that particular test cricket matches which was being played in the last 4 or 5 years. And then there was complete changes, like, once a new chairman came in, and then Ramiz Raja came in, then Ehsan Mani went out, Najam Sethi came in, and then Zaka Ashraf came in. So, all these changes and chopping disturbed the basic fabric of Pakistan cricket. So even the players had no idea, where we were heading. So probably I think I would say that was the root cause of, denting the Pakistan Test cricket, because there was too many captains. Once Babar was there, now Shan Masud is there. And then, there were so many things happening. Selection committees were being changed unnecessarily. So these are the factors which was probably, cause this chaos.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, but the backbone of any test nation and the producing new players is their first-class circuit. No question about that. If you have good first-class circuit, you will produce good cricket. I mean, the argument against too many teams are against that that dilutes the talent. Okay, like Australia, they have like a 4 or 5 team already, and they produce very competitive first-class circuit, and they produce very good cricket. And if we have like 18 or 20 teams, don't you think that competition will be of lower standard in that case?
If you look at this way, if you're comparing with Australia has a smaller population. If you look at Pakistan has a bigger population. So Pakistan need a broader structure as far as cricket is concerned. Look at England cricket. They also have about 18 counties. They're still producing good cricketers. So I'm not, buying this argument that, reducing teams to 6 from 18, maybe you could have, gradually reduced the teams by looking at the quality of the cricket which is being played in the first class setup of Pakistan. Now, what we could have done, like the English Cricket Board has done, that they have got two divisions of cricket. Top teams playing first class cricket, Division One, and then Division Two. Probably Pakistan could have gone this way and then started, reducing the teams, which was never done. And now, all of a sudden, from see about you're talking about 180 players playing first class cricket. All of a sudden, it came back to it was reduced to 90 cricketers altogether. So look at the there were unemployment. There was when players were so scared that what is going to happen to them, because cricket is their livelihood. There were departments who used to hire them. There were associations. They play alongside the departments. Now departments teams were shunned, and only 6 cricket associations were being formed. So this is where I think that program was not well thought out, and it was implemented in a haste because the former prime minister wanted it that way.
Okay, you're right. But the thing is that the other problem is that I was looking at the list of the cricketers who played first-class cricket this year. There are not many prominent first-class cricketers here. I mean, the main cricketer from Pakistan, they don't even play first-class cricket. Okay, so that's the other issue.
Yeah, you're right. But the problem is, it doesn't happen to Pakistan only. Look, there is a FTP, there's a future tour program where all countries, they take part in various test matches, ODI matches, T20 matches. So the top players definitely being part of that setup, they cannot play first class cricket because there is a clash. You have to run your first class cricket simultaneously with the international cricket. So all those 15, 20 players, because if you're talking about T20 cricket, you're talking about ODI cricket, you're talking about Test cricket. So you needed round about 20 or 35 top players to remain there at the top. So once they are missing, so all of a sudden you see, there is a gap in your first class cricket. So top cricketers not playing in first class cricket definitely hampered the quality of cricket, but still you have to, make a balance in between the test cricket and the first class cricket. And the other reason is the poor infrastructure that Pakistan cricket has. They're not proper cricket grounds. They're not proper pitches where the first class cricket was being played. This year they did what they did. There was too much cricket. There was district cricket, there was university cricket, there was school cricket, there was first class cricket, one day cricket, and there were no grounds available. So how can you do justice to this? So this is where I think there has to be a core team looking at these aspects, and then decide, what is the future course of action that Pakistan Cricket Board should take to streamline the first class cricket structure alongside the other cricket.
But you already had answered how to fix this. So basically, they have to improve their first class structure. I know they upgraded 2 main grounds, National Stadium Karachi and Kazaf Stadium in Lahore. I think wish they could upgrade other grounds also. They don't have to spend a whole lot of money, but they need some basic standard of those first class grounds, so first class cricket can be played at a good level. So going forward, so recently Pakistan lost in South Africa and Australia because of the fast bowling. They could not compete with them. And they found this formula, making a spinning tracks here. And actually they have some success against England because England had very young and inexperienced spinners. But after that, just after like a next series, they found out that the other teams also has good spinner, and Pakistan players can't play spin also, and they lost to West Indies. So you think this formula, which they found it, making like a rag turner spinning track, is that the way forward or something better than that?
I don't think that this is the way forward. I think since Aqib Javed took over the coachship of Pakistan cricket team, He thought that, that our winning formula is to prepare spin pitches and then, put the opposition in and start winning the games. And for that, if you look at this way, that, we had to guards. Noman Ali is about 39 years of age, the left arm spinner. And then Sajid Khan, who played, on and off. He has been playing cricket for Pakistan, not consistently. So they were brought back, and obviously there was a success with the play against England. But when it comes to West Indies, Pakistani batsmen faltered. And obviously, when you prepare spinning pitches, then you need to win the toss as well, because you have to bat first to use the pitch on a very well-rolled pitch.
Sorry,
which later on, if you see, on the fourth inning, it becomes very difficult to bat. So it happened.
Sorry, I'm interrupting you. Just to emphasize one point, you're right, like Sajid is 39. Sorry, no, the Noman is 39. I was looking at Pakistan this year's Qaeda Trophy's figures. Out of all first 20 bowlers, other than Sajid, there's not a single spinner in Pakistan. So you're right. There is not like we have like enough talent of
exactly.
spinners.
That is what I'm saying. The other thing is that, look, since the IPL started, I mean, all these top cricketers of the international cricket arena, they started coming to India and started playing on slower pitches, spinning tracks. Although T20, it is a T20 cricket IPL, but still, they're getting used to playing varied kind of spinners like left-arm Chinamans, off spinners, left-arm leg spinners. So this is where the problem, all these subcontinent teams should start thinking that this is not the mantra now to, prepare spinning tracks and, and hope that, the foreign teams come and they'll succumb to your against your spin bowling. But what happened to your batters? They also have to bat on the same pitches. And if the other teams have, almost all other teams, they have one or two good spinners. Look what is happening to Sri Lanka now. They're about to verge of losing this game. And spinners, a new spinner has come in, and he started. He got 5 wickets probably in this match. And if you look at West Indies left arm spinner, who who played a very vital role in winning that Test match in Multan for West Indies. And so this is where I think Pakistan, or for that matter, subcontinent teams should start thinking, because they have good fast bowlers in their fold now. India has got some good fast bowlers. Pakistan has got some good fast bowlers. So has Bangladesh. And so, I mean, in Sri Lanka also some young talent is coming up as far as fast bowling is concerned. If they don't play at their home soils, then what will happen? I mean, how can you encourage young budding fast bowlers to come and play cricket and, take up fast bowling? If you prepare dead pitches, then who's going to bowl fast? Nobody's going to bowl fast. I'm talking about the under 19 level. I'm talking about under 16 level. So there has to be, forward thinking now for all these teams, subcontinent teams, I mean.
Absolutely. We should learn a lesson from our history. Remember that in 70s and 80s, India has the best spinners. Bedi, Chandrasekhar, Venkaragavan, and Prasanna. But even then, they were not winning. They were not the top test player team in the world. And Pakistan, on the other hand, started producing some world-class fast bowler, and they start winning. And they actually, at one point, one of the top team in the world. India made investment in the fast bowling. And in the last like a 15 or 20 years, they had made some very good fast bowler. And they have now one of the top team in the world. Pakistan went to reverse. Pakistan has not produced any good fast bowler, and that's why they are at the bottom. So you're right. I mean, Pakistan, this going by making spinning track is not the way forward. Okay, so now let's make changes to a topic, and the important topic. Pakistan announced its Champions Trophy squad yesterday, and the squad has raised many eyebrows. Okay, particularly few players. One of them, I ask you to comment on that. Usman Khan. Usman Khan has not played any ODI. And you know that he has not played much first-class cricket. His technique is, very obvious, not very good technique. And at the same time, he is not a natural wicketkeeper. He's makeshift wicketkeeper. So at the same time, look at Fahim. Fahim is playing international cricket, Fahim Ashraf, for last 7 years. And he's brought in, and he fails and brought back again. Then in, brought back. In about 39 ODI, his score is 28. And he has taken last 7 years about 26 wickets. And he has not played any good cricket, no performance. So he's brought in. Then we have Khurshid Shah, Khushdil Shah. He's same thing. He has been tried many times. He's failed. So I don't know why they brought these players. Okay, this is one question. I want you to give your opinion. I have a second question about this selection also, then I'll ask you again.
This is very, very strange. I was also thinking in that time you just mentioned about it. The thing is, when I'm looking at the squad, there's 7 specialist batsmen. In the squad of 15, Pakistan has got 7 batsmen, top batters. Now, the so-called all-rounders come in, Salman, Khushdil Shah, and Fahim Ashraf. 10, and now 4 fast bowlers. There is only 1 spinner. Now your whole onus is on the spinners, and now you have got only 1 spinner in your one day squad, which is going to take part in the Champions Trophy. So this looks very strange. Look, now it means you cannot play with 7 top batters. So there is no point of having 7 batters in your squad. Now there are 3 all-rounders which you're talking about. They haven't proven yet that they can be termed as all-rounders. Khushdil Shah, he's not an all-rounder. Fahim Ashraf has not proved as yet that he's an all-rounder. So as Salman Ali Agha. One odd performances cannot give you the guarantee that you can ask someone that you can say that he is the all-rounder. So I think all these 3, they are not all-rounders. They can chip in with 1 or 2 overs, 3 overs, 4 overs. Now the composition of 11 would be very difficult for Pakistan to make. Now what is happening? There is only a genuine opening batsman. They say that Babar Azam can open the inning. They say Kamran Ghulam can open the inning. So you're talking about again the makeshift arrangements. So you're going to play a very major tournament, and that is also on your home soil, and you are still experimenting. Probably the tri-nation which is happening now, probably they'll try to make some kind of a combination in this tri-nation tournament, which is they are playing against South Africa and New Zealand. So I think this is, to me, Khushdil Shah, Fahim Ashraf, and this fellow Usman Khan, who hardly played any ODI cricket. So how come you expect them to deliver on a big show when it comes to Champions Trophy? So I think Pakistan starting on a very, very, a negative note, the preparation for this Champions Trophy.
Absolutely. Fakhar also, I know he's a match winner, no question about that. But he's not a robot. Okay, he has to be in form, he has to be rhythm, and he's not playing good international cricket for last almost a year now. Okay, or maybe less than a year. If you had him in mind, so why did not take him to Australia and South Africa? And suddenly he brought back and he said, okay, he will do miracle for Pakistan. That's very unrealistic. Okay,
yeah, exactly. So I totally agree with you. The thing is, look, all these players, you have added this name, Fakhar Zaman, in the list. I have mentioned 3 players, Khushdil Shah, Fahim Ashraf, and Usman Khan with Fakhar Zaman. They have not been part of Pakistan cricket. They haven't been, delivering. Plus, Fakhar Zaman has got some injury issues. His knee is not good. So and then they are not in good form. So how can you pick players who are not in form and you expect them? I think they have done this selection on reputation basis, because Khushdil Shah can hit. One day, it is his day. He can win you a match. Fahim Ashraf, he's also a left-handed batsman. He can hit also, and at times he can bowl well. So they think, Usman Khan has got a power hitter. You never know. One day he clicks and then he wins you a match. Fakhar Zaman is the scenario. If he gets going, then obviously he can win you matches. But you can't pick a squad on assumption. You have to see. Shahan Masud could have been a better choice, because he has been playing cricket. He hitting the ball well, and all of a sudden there is so many changes in the one day squad. I don't see Tayyib Tahir getting a chance. I don't see, you can't play four fast bowlers in a playing 11. All four fast bowlers, two will have to sit, because if Fahim Ashraf plays in, then you have three fast bowlers, one spinner, and then you're thinking in terms of Salman Ali Agha can bowl, 4 or 5 overs, Khushdil Shah can bowl 3 or 4 overs to make up the, fifth or sixth bowler. So this is where I think they were not decisive, when they were picking the team.
Absolutely. This is very disappointing selection, I would say, at least. I mean, there are all-rounders like we had Imran Khan, Kapil Dev, and those class. But then there are some, you can call it bits and pieces player. These players, not even those category, because they are not like forget about all-rounder. They're not even bits and pieces player. They're just like a batsman who can bowl some overs. That's it. As you mentioned, that other teams have like India has 4 spinners.
Yeah.
Okay. And they can say, oh, they have some all-rounders also. They are all-rounder like Jadeja because they are genuine. They can bowl 10 overs and they can bat also. It's not like they are like, exactly. Yeah. Same is like, that Washington and the other guys, they are basically a bowler who can bowl 10 overs by themselves and they can contribute to their batting also. So this is actually very, very disappointing. And the spinner you have, Abrar, he's new. He's not very experienced international level. You never know that he might have a bad day. Yeah. And you think that he's going to win trophy for you?
I tell you one thing, he's also an injury-prone guy. Once he came into the scene, he was injured. His shoulder is not good. He can't throw the ball. And supposing, if you have only one spinner, this fellow, Sufyan Mukim, impressed me. The way he bowled in the T20 games, you never know. He's a wicket-taking option. So you need some wicket-taking option in a shorter format. If a guy can get you a wicket or two, then it can change the complexion of the game. So I'm just perplexed that what were they thinking when they were picking the side? At least Sufyan Mukim should have been there. I think Masud should have been there. So you got to have a good balance attack. You can now the bench strength. The 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, you'll have only hardly one player who can fit into the playing 11. The remaining will have to sit out because 2 fast bowlers will have to sit out. One batter or 2 batter, they'll have to sit out. So you have very limited option when it comes to, replacing a player who's out of form in the playing 11.
Absolutely. I mean, there's always some criticism. People have different opinion when any team is selected. But this time, I think this is, in the recent years, this is the worst selection I have seen. That's my opinion. I mean, there's no thinking behind that. I mean, people say that Fahim Ashraf, he met Nawaz Sharif like last year, and he had the pictures, on the social media. I think that's the reason he didn't nothing to do with it. Huh?
Don't.
No, I mean, I can say that because, I'm not saying that real, but again, this is not, otherwise it doesn't make any sense to him to be a team.
That social media is all about this. But I tell you one thing, all these players, they had promise, they had talent, but they had never shown at the international level. This Khushdil Shah is a very good hitter of the ball, but he never proved at the international level. This Fahim Ashraf, he's a good, pacey, he's a good fast bowler who can bowl 140 plus, and then he can hit the ball very hard. But he never produced such performances at the international level. So this is where, the doubt comes into the mind. Look, the other teams, I tell you one thing, New Zealand, they have got good spinners who can bat as well. Bracewell,
and
Ravindra,
and
same, Africa, they also have some. They also have a very deep batting lineup as well. Same, if you look at the current series being played in India, England and India both are fighting each other. And now India, they never had a top player in their side, but still they are winning. So things have changed. Pakistan should wake up. Pakistani selectors and the team management and the PCB, they should wake up and look at the future. You haven't got enough players in your in the bench who can replace representing Pakistan.
Yeah, okay. That was all about discussion today. But again, this selection could have been better, to say at least. And but let's hope that Pakistan team does good. Although I'm not very optimistic. Some miracle happened.
Before I go, let me add you one thing. There is only one silver lining. If you go back to the Champions Trophy, which was won by Pakistan, there were 6 debutants. So nobody knew those names, and Pakistan won that Champions Trophy. Now Pakistan is banking on old guards who never performed, and they brought them back into the side. So I'm hoping that they would deliver and win the Champions Trophy for them.
Okay, I think we should keep at least our expectation low, but let's see the miracle happens. Okay, so let's hope for the best. And Haroon, thank you so much about your participation. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and hope to see you again in our show soon. Thank you.